welcome back to our community. We are talking how to create mental space when you live in a small space. And if you've been following along, you know that I just moved in New York City. I just moved apartments and I survived a year and a half in a teeny tiny apartment sharing a space under 400 square feet, around 300 something square feet with my boyfriend. And our living room, if you've watched my vlogs before, was half living room, half kitchen, and it was absolutely tiny. Like, I was just talking to Ethan this week about how when we're relaxing in this space, it's not too much bigger, so I'm still kind of in the small space living, very much so, because the square footage is around the same, but we have all living room now and big bright windows, and it just makes all the difference. So after surviving that dungeon on the ground floor for a year and a half, these are all the things that helped me survive and create mental space when you're living in a small space, because I truly believe that your physical space is correlated to your mental space, and these are all the things that helped me get through. So I have 8 tips that helped me. Number 1 is to purge your space regularly. So it's really hard to make the time to be constantly cleaning out your space, and it feels impossible. So one thing that helped me was anytime I went shopping and brought clothing back or shoes back or whatever that would be in my closet, for everything I bought and put away, I would get rid of one thing that I don't wear. So I would either sell it on Poshmark, I would go to a New York City Buffalo Exchange, it's a thrift store, and I would bring my stuff and they would either give me money, and all the stuff that they didn't want to buy off of me, they would donate for me. So I knew that, like, I'm bringing the bag to them, they can take it. When it's just one thing here and there, I would either just like give it to a friend or sell it on Poshmark or just drop it off at Goodwill. The next one is so important: fix your lighting, and there are ways to fix it. Just because like your building put certain light bulbs in, you can change them. So if you have really dark or really yellow light bulbs, you're gonna wanna switch them out. Buy on Amazon, just type in daylight light bulbs. Make sure you're getting the right wattage or whatever for your bulbs, but it's gonna brighten up your space so much. And on that note of brightening up your space, if you have the opportunity to, if you're allowed to, if you either bought your space or your landlord is chill or whatever it is, also try to paint your walls or put wallpaper up that's just brighter, because the brighter the space, the more you're gonna feel brighter. Because I know a big part for me of living in a small space was it just felt super dark. On that note of things on the wall that can really help, mirrors. Mirrors are going to make your space look so much bigger. I was in such a small space that even just having mirrors on the wall just like made me feel so cluttered. Like, I was in such a small space that putting anything up on the wall, anything leaning against the wall, just felt like more stuff and more cluttered. So I totally understand and I'm with you. But wherever you can, just trying to fit mirrors is gonna make the space just look and feel a little bit bigger. Again, we don't wanna be bringing more stuff in, but my next tip is bringing in plants. So instead of having like a bunch of tchotchkes everywhere that's gonna make the space feel super cluttered, consider plants, flowers, things like that for your home decor, because it's gonna just bring a little bit of nature into the space, and it does something to your mentals that just feels a little bit better. Even just like the task of watering my plants allowed me to feel a little bit more grounded, and it just made me feel less like I was living in a bunch of stuff and a little bit more like I was living in somewhat of a little space with nature in it. Next up is to utilize furniture that's gonna play 2 parts. It's gonna act as storage as well as whatever it's intended for. So one huge tip is for your coffee table. Have a coffee table that pulls out so that you can eat dinner, eat lunch, whatever, on your couch using that coffee table, so that you don't have to waste space on any like dining table area. And within the coffee table is extra storage. So it's not just saving you space on like the dining area stuff, but it's also giving you more storage. So don't just get the cute acrylic like see-through coffee table that you can't put anything under, you can't like use it for anything. If you're in a small space, get the coffee table with storage. I'm telling you, trust me. Another little storage tip is utilizing spice racks. So to save space in your cabinets, you get these little acrylic, I'll link them down below. I got them on Amazon. They're like very cute acrylic spice racks that you can hang up on the wall in your kitchen. So again, we don't want more stuff everywhere, but if you're limited on space in your cabinets, in your closets, having things that make sense to hang up on the wall or put in your coffee table so that you can make space in your cabinets is key. So I loved these spice racks. They just like kind of look super cute. You can also get a link below the spice jars if you're feeling really ambitious so that it looks cleaner. Since you are gonna have it out on the wall in your kitchen instead of in the cabinet, get new spice jars and just make them look super sleek and clean. You can label them, and I'll link those down below as well. Okay, we're wrapping up the storage bit. This literally saved my life. Unfortunately, in this new apartment, we can't use them because our doors to our closets are like collapsible now. So if you have that, you probably can't use them, but maybe on your bathroom door or something. In our pantry in our last apartment, it was just a normal open and closed door in the pantry like closet. And we got an over-the-door pantry organizer, and holy shit, it's like having another closet. The amount of crap and stuff and supplements and powders and oatmeal, the amount of stuff we kept on that pantry over-the-door organizer was like insane. So invest in one of those if you can, because it made all the difference. It was like having another closet. This could also be something that works if you have a lot of stuff in your bathroom. You can put it over the door in your bathroom. That looks a little cluttered to me. I like to have it in a closed closet, but you do what you gotta do in a small space. Okay, now we're getting into more like habits, how I stayed sane. That was more like organization, but here are some habits, especially working from home in a small space. Like I could do a whole other freaking video on that, but just try to get out as much as possible. Embrace the tiny space as a cozy space for relaxing. That's like another little mindset hack is like, you know, bring in the candles, bring in all the cozy vibes so that you can just embrace the small coziness of it. But during the day, especially if you work from home, make sure you're getting out for those walks. Like have it in your calendar. You have to get out. You have to. There's no other way. Anytime I feel like more depressed, more anxious, whatever, like that happens to me so often. I'm feeling so anxious and I take stock and inventory on what's making me anxious. And a lot of the time it's like, I haven't left the apartment in a couple days, or I haven't left the apartment all day. And it really does affect, at least for me, my mental space. So I started writing down on a piece of paper Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You get the point. And I would tally off every day that I took a walk to hold myself accountable to get out of the apartment every single day, because it just made me feel that much better. Okay, the next tip is how you start your day is how your day is going to go. So this is scientifically backed. I'm currently reading Dr. Joe Dispenza's Supernatural, and our thoughts really do create our reality. And those stress hormones that come from your negative thought loops are really going to manifest in the body and just cause an entire negative downward spiral. I did make a video on the science behind Lucky Girl Syndrome, so that's essentially talking about everything I just summarized, so you can go check out that video if you're interested in that. But how you start your day and the thoughts that start your day are going to affect the rest of your day, and therefore how you feel in your space. So here's some ways that you could still be mindful even in a small space. So in the morning, I have a 5-minute journal. It's super small. You could keep it in your nightside table. So easy to store away in your coffee table storage that we spoke about. And every single morning and night, I write in my 5-minute journal, and it just makes me feel 1,000 times better. I'm still grateful for the space that I'm in, that I'm able to afford it, and all of the things. So I, again, have an entire video on how I've used the 5-minute journal to change my life for years, so I will link that as well up here. Another habit that I love, I have videos on all these habits, honestly, is meditation in the morning. It just quiets down your mind and allows you to close your eyes and forget about this physical space that you're in first thing in the morning to then feel better in your space for the rest of the day. Another thing I love is my new Skinny Confidential morning planner. It allows you to map out your entire morning, and I sometimes like to do it the night before so that I have something to look forward to in the morning, and it just makes the space feel a little bit better when you have a plan of all the nice habits you're gonna do in the morning, instead of just waking up, bumping into things, and like feeling anxious right away because you're looking at your small space. Next up is kind of all tied into the last few habits I spoke about, but getting outside first thing in the morning. Andrew Huberman says that getting light and sunshine in your eyes in the morning is so, so important for your mental health. And it's hard for me to do this every single day, but I am usually always going to the gym or a workout class in the morning, and if not, I like to try to get some sort of walk-in, even just to grab a coffee in the morning. So having somewhere to go in the morning that's outside of your apartment so you can get that sunshine, be out of your space, and just feel better about your day. When I'm feeling cluttered and depressed all day, it's just a recipe for disaster. So getting outside of the space first thing in the morning is a game changer. Lastly, this is a work from home tip in your small space. If you work from home, get a portable monitor. If you're someone like me who really needs that second monitor and it's like really hard to just go work from a coffee shop, I am a video editor at Dear Media, and it's really hard for me to just like work from a coffee shop on my little laptop. It's kind of impossible. So I go to the co-working space at my gym. I go to my boyfriend's WeWork common space area. But even if I did want to go to a coffee shop, no matter where I'm going, I'm always bringing that thing with me. It is as light as a freaking feather. Like, it adds nothing to your backpack. It's so super light, and you can easily just like plug your laptop to it, connect it, and you have your monitor to get out of your small space. Those are all my tips. If you're looking for any other self-care tips, morning habits, morning routines, go check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Subscribe if you're new. We would love to have you join us over here. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and comment down below if you're also struggling in your small space, because I freaking feel you. I'm with you, and we can commiserate together while we also try to make it as zen and perfect as possible for us as we are in our small spaces. So I love you all.